Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about Starbucks Malaysia, an in-depth analysis of their products, services and operations. Starbucks first opened in Kuala Lumpur on 17 December 1988 by Berjaya Starbucks Coffee Sdn Bhd. The mission was to inspire and nurture the human spirit one person, one cup at a time. Plus, they seek to celebrate coffee and bring a sense of connection to their customers. Now, let us take a look at their competitive advantages and contributions, which will be presented by me and Zarif. Starbucks has been flourishing in the Malaysian market for many years now. Among their competitive advantages is having a high level of product differentiation when they source premium coffee beans from overseas farmers to provide customers with the best coffee experience. Another advantage is that they allow customers to customize their drinks. They are aware that all their customers have different preferences when it comes to their beverages and has given them the freedom to customize their drink to their liking. Lastly, they generally provide excellent customer experience by serving them fast and maintaining the ambiance of their rustic coffee house for them to connect with one another over a cup of coffee. These are some competitive advantages that Starbucks has over their competitors. Next, Zarif will be presenting on their contributions.
Thank you, Shane. Starbucks has contributed politically by adhering to the supplier code of conduct. This means that Starbucks are conducting their operational ethically. They will not conduct business with any organization that engage in any and all form of bribery, corruption, extortion, and embezzlement. All their businesses dealings should be transparently performed and reflected in their suppliers' books and records. Plus, they also comply with Food Act 1983, an act to protect the public against health hazards and fraud in the preparation, sale and use of food. They use this act as a standard to provide high quality and safe food and drinks for their customers. Starbucks' contribution to the economy is that it encourages Malaysians to spend, which will give rise to the nation's gross domestic product. It tracks the health of the country's economy. It represents the value of all goods and services produced over a specific time within a country's border. Starbucks sells premium coffee experience that many Malaysians are willingly to buy. When Starbucks sells more product to Malaysians, they earn more profit, and a portion of these profits will be used to pay the taxes. This will contribute to the economy where the government can use it to further develop Malaysia's economy. The contribution to society is that they have provided job opportunities for the community that they are serving in. They would need baristas and cashiers to run the coffee house. Therefore, they have provided job opportunities for undergrads to earn some extra pocket money and gain more working experience. They also provided financial aid to non-government organizations that circulates in the areas of education, health, and environment such as Hope World, White and Rich Cameron Highland. These are two ways that Starbucks takes to give back to the community that has supported them throughout the years. Environment. Starbucks contributes to the environment by recycling in their coffee house. They produce many sort of waste daily from the operation. Hence, they have taken the time to separate their waste according to the plastic, paper, glass, and others to ease the disposal of waste. Another contribution is that they have promoted the use of reusable cups. Customers can purchase Starbucks cup and use them to hold their drink while enjoying a small discount on their order. This is how Starbucks promote their merchandise while working on reducing their carbon footprint and contribute to the environment. Next, Malcolm will be presenting on the risks and challenges faced by Starbucks.
Sheng and Zarif. There are always risks and challenges when it comes to running a business, and this even applies for established companies. Some of the risks faced by Starbucks is that they are trying to bring the lavish coffee experience to people of various financial level. This may not perceive well by low-income customers, and it limits the number of customers we reach. This can potentially cause them do not register enough profits to allow them to keep operating in the long run. Another risk is that they are trying to open more stores to capture the market. This may be a sensible tactic which allows them to increase their availability to customers. However, they risk overcrowding an area with excessive coffee houses, which leads them to have some coffee houses packed or some empty. Hence, they will see their precious resources in each coffee houses being utilized unevenly and in the end go to waste. The challenges of Starbucks are the high cost of resources. Mainly, they imported premium coffee beans to keep using high-quality coffee beans imported by overseas farmers. They are forced to set price high to gain sufficient marginal profit to pay them. This is a problem for Starbucks as high price drive away their potential customer. Another challenge is to deal with the intense competition imposed by likes to Costa Coffee, Coffee Bean, and many more. This pressurize them to constantly innovate to maintain their competitive advantages. To do so, they may require additional capital, scarce capital, and extensive resources for research, which may affect funding for other projects.
Some of the recommendations for Starbucks to achieve competitive advantage is by continuing to develop in product differentiation. They can do so by delivering quality products and services that are perceived to be unique and valued by their customers. Starbucks has used high quality ingredients and the personal element of their customers to constantly make good cups of coffee. Furthermore, they can constantly update the interior design of their rustic coffee houses to provide a good ambience for customers to enjoy their beverage. Despite the high prices, customers that are loyal to the brand would pay extra just to enjoy the quality that no other coffee houses can provide, which still allows them to gain some profits. Next, they can constantly analyze their performance as well as their competitors using SWOT analysis. They can use it to evaluate themselves, to find ways to improve, and to find out performance of their competitors. Plus, they should be keeping a close eye on what their competitors are doing. This is because there may be some inspiration that can be adopted in Starbucks itself to keep themselves competitive and relevant in the market. Plus, they can look to lower the prices of their products while still maintaining their high quality. As previously mentioned, the possible reason why Starbucks prices are high is mainly due to their high operating costs of outsourcing coffee beans from overseas farmers. However, they can look for loopholes within coffee houses and find ways to reduce costs. For instance, they can aggressively promote their merchandise of reusable cups in hopes to fully stop using plastic cups. This may take a long time and many advertising campaigns, but it will be beneficial for them in the long run. Lastly, they should carefully plan out the next step in their expansion. Instead of opening more stores to capture more market share, they can look to expand their existing coffee houses. This is because they risk overcrowding an area with excessive Starbucks, causing the underutilization of resources across all coffee houses. By expanding their existing coffee houses, they can capture more market share but with lesser resources and lower risk.
As it is for all studies, it will have its limitation. Firstly, the information we use may not be timely for our topic. This is due to most articles and journals found from the web were dated 4 to 5 years ago. The information extracted from these sources may not apply to current situation, as their products, services, and operations will have changed over the years. This will potentially affect the accuracy of certain topics in the study. Another limitation is that there is limited data on Starbucks Malaysia, which is the primary focus of the study. Seeing Starbucks originating from the United States, most data Starbucks will be about the coffee houses there. Hence, there is a lack of in-depth information on Starbucks Malaysia. This may due to lack of previous studies, centralizing of Starbucks Malaysia. This will also affect the accuracy of the studies, as some points may not potentially relate to Starbucks Malaysia. The final limitation is that there is limited field research due to movement control orders. We are now living in the COVID-19 pandemic where these studies must be conducted fully online. This has prevented us from getting insightful information, from conducting observation in the coffee houses, employee interview, and customer service. Hence, the approach towards certain aspects of the study may be accurate or biased. This will surely limit the study from reaching its highest potential in providing proper information. Now we will proceed with learning growth reflections presented by Hui and Sheng.
Me and Hui are going to talk about the group's learning growth reflections. Our initial beliefs about the operations management subject was that our view of a job scope of an operations manager was very narrow to just managing the production of goods and services. At first, we thought that the operations manager was just required to ensure that every worker does their job to meet the required quota set by management. However, after studying this subject, we found out that they do more than just manage workers. They also have the responsibility of planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling the production line for goods and services. Another initial belief of ours was that operations management was just all about cutting operating costs to increase profits. It would seem like the operations manager would consistently look for ways to cut operating costs so that their financial reports will look better. That is now not the case, as cutting costs is not always the best solution to increase their marginal profits. This is because they can either look for a strategic location to set up their operations or to invest in efficient machinery that can produce more units in a shorter time. These strategies all require high costs in a short time, but can surely repay themselves in the future. The final initial belief was that operations management was something that could not be seen by the public. We thought that operations management was just all about the back end of a store. However, that is no longer the case, as we have learned about layout strategies. It details how operations management can aid in setting up an office layout to maximize the movement of information and provide comfort. Not only that, it also can determine the way a retail store sets up their aisles to encourage consumer spending. Those were our initial beliefs about the subject and how they have changed ever since.
The team project has allowed us to develop our communication skills. We were required to communicate with one another to plan, organize, control, and execute an insightful report. Being able to only communicate due to the movement control order, the need for good communication is very important so that the intended message to be imparted is well received. Good communication skill is a highly regarded skill in the 21st century market competitiveness. This is because in the working world, there are many tasks and projects that revolve around working in groups. To set ourselves apart from the others, we need to develop good communication skills so that we are able to synergize with the people we are working with and share information effectively to complete the task at hand. It has also allowed us to develop our time management skills. Throughout the process of completing the report, we were aware that time was not on our side as we were busy with assignments and tests. To ensure that we complete this report while meeting the obligation of other subjects, we needed to manage our time efficiently. Having good time management would be a good trait to have in the market. This is because we will be bombarded with loads of work and projects that needs to be complete within deadlines that are close together. If we cannot manage our time well, we would not complete the work given, which will imprint a negative impression of us among our co-workers and management. Hence, having good time management would allow us to portray ourselves as an organized and responsible person. The last skill that was developed was our analytical skills. To produce an insightful report, we needed to conduct lots of research. Although we are blessed with the abundance of information from the internet, we will still need to clean and analyze the information at data found. This is so that the information that we are going to incorporate into the report is accurate and meaningful. Having analytical skills is also another skill that is highly regarded in the market. When we are working in an organization, we will be dealing with data daily. We will need to meticulously analyze those data to make better business decisions. This is so that we do not waste the precious resources of the organization. We came to notice that the working world could be daunting for a fresh grade if we did not have a certain skills such as good communication skills, time management, analytical skills, and many more. We also recognize that the operation management subject can be applied in any company in any industry. This just goes to show that there is always more than meets the eye. Hence, all the knowledge, skills, and experience garnered from this subject would surely be remembered by us for life. This insight has inspired us to continuously develop ourselves during our tertiary education time and even when in working world. This is so that we can become better employees with illustrious careers ahead and a better human being. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever. Thank you.